Want to know how I keep this one looking so good all year? Or how I get my monsteras to look this beautiful and green? Don't forget the fiddle leaf. Hi everyone, I'm Jade and welcome back to the channel. I talk all things DIY design, decorating, and today we are chatting all things greenery and plants inside the home and how I keep my plants looking so gorgeous and green and fresh all year. One of the biggest topics I'll chat through today is a lifestyle fit, along with tending and trimming light and dust and water and food. Sounds like a recipe to help keep something alive, right? So my 4 favorite plants that I have found that I absolutely love to have indoors in our home is a Monstera deliciosa, a fiddle leaf fig, a ficus, little buddy over here, and pothos ivy, however you wish to say it. These are the plants that I have found that have really ticked boxes for us. They're impactful, they have different tones of green, they have slightly different needs and wants, but they give life to the space, they give color variation sometimes. They don't need a lot of work, but I do keep on top of a certain few things that we'll get into. So first up is water and food. Water and food for all of these plants is a basic necessity. Now, I give them a water when they need it. I don't overwater anymore. I used to because I was unsure and watering was something I couldn't get right. So we have purchased many indicators, both ones that would light up or flash. These ones have the filter that change color, and I pop them in the pots depending on if it's a new plant, an old plant. So the basics is I keep it really simple, consistent watering. I keep an eye on things, and every sort of season they get a bit of food, which at the moment they're getting the Osmocote pots, planters, and indoors. They get a bit of a spoonful every 6 months. So for me, I probably give them, it's probably about every 5 months because of just how the seasons sort of fall. And I also give them a seaweed and fertilizer mix food. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be like super stringent, but these are just little things that I really have found that have been able to help my plants just look glorious all year. Light and dust. Now, plants can't survive without light, but each one does have a sweet spot. And all 4 of mine all love bright spots, but definitely are a little bit more picky about where they sit in my home. The fiddle leaf has definitely been the hardest one to find the perfect spot. And now she is in a spot that she loves. I cannot move her. She is just loving life. Now, dust can be the surprising part of some of people's indoor plants, and believe me, when you start wiping down your plants and taking a little bit of care with them, you will be absolutely astounded by the change and the gloriousness that they can bring. I usually wipe mine down the first weekend of the month. I just get a damp cloth and wipe every single leaf, making sure the underside is nice and healthy, also making sure there is no bugs on them. It's sort of like a 2-in-1, double check everything. It makes them look shiny, and it definitely helps them to grow. Next is tending and trimming. Now, plants grow, they change, sometimes they do drop leaves, and sometimes they turn a little bit yellow, and that is okay. Cutting off a sad yellowing leaf isn't the worst thing in the world, and that's actually helping your plant to redirect the energy into new healthy growth. I love this part. It definitely makes me feel connected to my plants. Giving them little trims here and there definitely helps with keeping them fresh. I trimmed my fiddle leaf a few months ago. It was touching the roof. It was growing beautifully, but I decided that I didn't want it to hit the roof. So I trimmed the top off, and now it has sprouted into two sideways growth spurts, and I have some glorious leaves up the top, and I really love the shape. And this is just part of that learning curve of trimming and tending, and sometimes taking a chance and trimming off a few leaves here and there, or even the top of a plant can actually end up looking really, really great. Another part of the tending and trimming is sometimes things need a repot and a restake. If things are growing really well, they need a larger stake or they need a larger pot. These things are all in good practice. You'll realize as things grow and become larger that they need more space to move and grow, and that's a great thing. Sometimes I update a pot size, 2 or 3 times in a season, just because something's growing so well and I absolutely love it. I give it the room that it loves. Real indoor plants aren't a one and done. They're definitely something that need a little bit more care, but slowly and steady you can learn hints and tips and absolutely love your plants indoors. A big part of my indoor plant journey has been finding the right tools, and in that I absolutely love my Felcos. They are a game changer. They are an amazing tool, and I have had Felcos in my home for probably 5 to 6 years at least. I use them indoors and outdoors, and I now have a bunch of tools that help me to keep them clean and sharp, and that is huge for me. They all live in a beautiful basket in the laundry, along with all the indoor tools and things that I need. So it's really, really easy to know where everything lives. And if I need something, I go grab the basket, do my cleaning, tending, and everything, and put everything back away really, really easily. Now, the biggest part of this for me was definitely the lifestyle fit. One of the biggest questions I get is, how do you get all these plants to survive, Jade? You guys travel so much. And to be honest, it has definitely been a learning journey, to say the least. But we have learnt some lessons, and I've definitely done some hard research and also just live and learn. But it wasn't something I wanted to give up on. I knew I could find the right plants for the right spot, and these are my absolute favorites. They survive weeks without us being in the home, and I absolutely love that. Adding plants to your space adds responsibility, and I think the best thing to do is start small and build up. Go season by season, see how you like things, see if you need to change things, and don't be afraid to move things on if they don't fit your lifestyle. Find someone else, a family friend or a neighbor that might actually love what you doesn't really suit you. Your plants really need to match your lifestyle, and so learning what can survive without too much loving for a few weeks was something really, really important for us. And to be honest, the low maintenance like the pothos and the ficus now is an absolute dream to have them in our home. And I have been through quite a few plants, cacti, and all sorts of things, and they just haven't really worked. And to be honest, that is completely fine. It's part of the learning, and I have absolutely loved it. But at the end of the day, we really need to be mindful of our time and our effort and what is working and giving back to you as much as you put into something. I would love to know, do you have one of these 4 plants and do you love it? Or do you struggle with it most of the time? I would absolutely love to know. Please let me know in the comments below. And as always, plants don't have to be complicated, but a few little beauties, a little bit of care can absolutely change your space. And I am all for making things work for you. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.